You see the little shit going. That's a video.
You know one good thing about having skinny legs?
Go on.
Make your ding-a-ling looks bigger, baby. Yeah.
Do you know the list of opponents that he listed though? Yourself, Andy Ruiz, Alexander Usyk.
Everyone in there beats him.
Robert Helenius was on that list as well.
Deontay Wilder is a cunt, man. He's a cunt.
Ooh.
He's just a cunt. He's just a cunt. He's a cunt. He's a real piece of shit. Real piece of shit. You know? He's a real... I don't want to fight him because I don't like him. He's a real piece of shit.
Okay.
He's only had 2 pay-per-view fights ever because of Tyson Fury, not because of him. We was offering him crazy money. Eddie even offered him to fight me. If he wins, he gets to fight Joshua. He didn't take it. They said Joshua offered him almost 100 million or whatever. He didn't take it. The guy's a coward. They want to fight no one good. He think, oh, if I cherry pick Tyson Fury because it's been off for 3 years, then it will have some credibility to my record. And then he got his skull dented. Then he said, oh, it was the Black History costume that he wore for Black History Month was too heavy. Then he said Mark Breland poisoned him. Then he said Tyson Fury had a horseshoe in the glove. And then he said, I'm like, huh? Why do you put a horseshoe in? Then he said, oh, my skull was dented. And then my ear was perfect. It's mad. It's mad.
Those are the words of Dillian the Body Snatcher Wyhte as he has some very colorful things to say about Deontay Wilder once again. He called him a cunt. He called him a real piece of shit. And as you can tell by his wording, he doesn't like Deontay Wilder. And I've always said, I think, you know, for Wilder, it was an ingenious plan to call out Dillian Wyhte. This keeps that fight relevant. That keeps the idea or the history of the fight relevant. Because these guys have bad blood. DW versus DW. Dillian Wyhte versus Deontay Wilder. You know, one from the USA, one from the UK. Both guys high on the WBC rankings. Supposed to cross paths long ago. And now Deontay Wilder is knocking at the door. So you're looking at a possible fight. But of course, you're going to have the resentment. You're going to have the criticism. You're going to have Dillian Wyhte blasting Deontay Wilder for obvious reasons. Obvious reasons. You know, they have supposed to fight the opportunity for Dillian Wyhte, or should I say Deontay Wilder, to fight Dillian Wyhte has been so many times at this point where you can expect someone like Dillian Wyhte to kind of be apprehensive for one, to be like, oh, now you want to fight me for 2. And then to be like, okay, should I fight you if I'm, you know, I look at it, both of them in the same boat. They both lost. Wilder was beat the hell up for 7 rounds. Dillian Wyhte was knocked clean out. I think it would be a good fight. The only thing is, Dillian Wyhte has a fight right now. He has Povetkin problems. Another potential opponent for Deontay Wilder, but back in the day, so they had their own history. But just going through the things, the motions, the backstory of Deontay Wilder, I can understand why it gives Dillian Wyhte a headache. You know, he was called a peasant. You know, he was saying, hey, fight this other guy to do this. Now he doesn't have to fight Luis Ortiz anymore. Now he's picking him. And I think, and don't be surprised if Wilder offers some type of fight to Dillian Wyhte to be what Dillian Wyhte is, instead of fighting Povetkin. Would I take that at that time? I'm not sure. I wouldn't, because he still has Povetkin problems. But an opportunity to fight Deontay Wilder, and what if Wilder loses to Dillian Wyhte? What would that do with his future fight with Tyson Fury? Would the contract then be valid? Because then you would look at, well, what if Fury loses? Would the contract still be valid? Would they still want to fight Fury for the WBC if he has no WBC belt? You know, so it's a lot of things to think about if Wilder seriously wants to take on someone like Dillian the Body Snatcher Wyhte now. You know, and then what are the realistic chances of this fight taking place? But one thing's apparent. Dillian Wyhte has true animosity towards Deontay Wilder by calling him a cunt and a real piece of shit. Wow. Wow. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Dillian Wyhte's comments towards Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunching. Peace.